Hello there, sports gamers. Welcome back into the channel. I'm Brandon Satterwhite, and today is officially the start of MLB The Show 24 season as we got the cover athlete reveal today. SDS put on this big documentary revealing who this year's cover athlete is going to be. We also got details on the release date, what consoles the game's coming to, and a little bit more information that we seem to be getting sort of trickle out after the announcement. We're going to go over all of that here in this video. There's a lot to go over, so let's get into it.
Sports Gamers Online is the #1 source for the sports gamer.
All right, first things first, the cover athlete has been revealed. Drum roll, please. The cover athlete is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Definitely not someone I was expecting. I was thinking either Jose Ramirez or maybe Ronald Acuna Jr. A lot of people were saying Ozzy Albies there at the end, but it turns out to be Vladdy Jr., and this is going to be the design of the cover. You have his home run derby trophy there. You have the Dominican Republic flag, which is where he's from. You've got the music. You've got the Canadian leaf there because he plays in Toronto. Let me know what y'all think of this design. I've seen some mixed reactions. Everyone general thinks it's a decent cover, but I've seen some people that weren't huge fans of it. I also saw a lot of people that weren't huge on Vladdy Jr. being named the cover athlete. I think this is a perfectly good choice. Now, if you look at like his statistics, they probably aren't the best in the world. He is a 3-time All-Star, a Gold Glove winner, Silver Slugger, a Home Run Derby champ, and an All-Star Game MVP. This last year, though, his numbers did dip for the second straight year in a row. Back in 2021, he had 48 homers, 111 RBIs. He finished second in AL MVP voting. Had a great year, and then last year even hit 274, 32 home runs, 97 RBIs. But then again, it did dip a little bit more this year, down to 264 batting average, a 788 OPS, a 117 OPS plus, still 26 home runs, 30 doubles, 94 RBI, so still a good season. He was an all-star this year. He won the home run derby this year, so still a good season. And also, he is one of the most popular players in baseball. If you look at this article from Yahoo Sports, he had the 15th highest selling jersey in Major League Baseball this year. So he is one of the most popular players. And, it's not just about the statistics. It's also about, being able to market the game, being able to draw people in. And I do think having Vladdy Jr. on the cover will do that. I think it's a good choice. Even as a Yankees fan, I have to respect Vladdy Jr. is a very good player. And it is nice to see another young player, young face of baseball, get to be on the cover of the show. But what else did we learn about MLB The Show 24 today? Well, not a whole lot, but there is a little bit of news. And the biggest news is this right here. MLB The Show 24 will launch on March 19th for PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. So this is interesting for a couple of reasons. First, March 19th. That's a little bit earlier than what we had seen the last couple of years. I remember last year it was late March. The year before that, I think it was maybe April 1st or something like that. So a little bit of an earlier release this year. Now, we don't know when the early access launch will be. So that is for people who get the collector's edition. Usually you get 3 or 4 days of early access for getting that. They did say they will be revealing the collector's edition next week, so that'll be whoever is on the cover of that edition. If it is someone else, like it was last year, last year we had Jazz Chisholm Jr. on the cover, and then Derek Jeter was on the collector's edition. But the year before that, it was Ohtani on both the regular and the collector's edition. So they might do that with Vlad this year. David Ortiz was in that documentary that SDS showed today to reveal Vladdy as the cover athlete, so he might be a possible collector's edition cover athlete. We never know, but we'll have to wait and see on that. And I figure then they'll reveal like all the stuff that comes with the collector's edition, which includes that early access. So probably 2 or 3 days of early access. So maybe 2 or 3 days before that if you get the collector's edition. So there's the first big piece of news. And then also, this was something a lot of people were not excited to see. So it's going to be a 4th year of MLB The Show releasing on both the 8th generation, which is PS4, Xbox One, and Switch, and the 9th generation, which is PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. There's a lot of people not happy with that, and I completely understand. I mean, we are 4 years into this console generation. I mean, think about that. 4 years. The usual console generation is about 8 years. That's usually how long it takes before the next console comes out. And so we're halfway through. And if you look at sports games, they all still have last-gen versions. NBA 2K, their most recent, had a last-gen version. Madden and MLB The Show, we still are having our sports games held back by this technology that came out a decade ago at this point. And so it's very disappointing to see. Yeah, and also no PC. Another year where MLB The Show won't be coming to PC. There's a lot of people sad about that, especially people who are into like modding sports games, like the modding community in NBA 2K and in Madden. You know, they love doing all these cool things where they bring in like the different broadcast packages and all this stuff. So, and they've been wanting to do that with MLB The Show, but they will never release on PC. They've never released there. So it's interesting if that's ever going to happen, but sadly it doesn't look like it's going to be this year. And also, we did find out that it's not going to be separate versions of the game for old generation and new generation consoles. That's what NBA 2K and Madden have. They have different versions of the game for the different console generations. MLB The Show's not even having that. So in a way, they're going to be even more restricted by this old hardware, which is really sad to see. You know, we've been waiting for MLB to really take that major jump into next gen. You know, we've got Stadium Creator, which was great, but that's really been the only big change, and that's really the only difference between the old gen and the current gen versions of the game. And so it is sad to see. Now, if you do buy the PS4 version, it does cost $10 to later upgrade to the PS5 version. So there is dual entitlement there. It will cost you only $10 extra. The PS5 version's retailing for $70, the PS4 version releasing for $60, and the same thing with Xbox and Nintendo Switch as well. And there was a little bit of other information that we found on the frequently asked questions section on MLB The Show's page on, I believe, the PlayStation website this was. I can't remember. I think, or it may have been MLB The Show's website. But there were a couple of these that I thought were important. For first off, will MLB The Show 24 have year-to-year saves? And no, MLB The Show 24 will not have year-to-year saves. Of course, that was a big thing for MLB The Show on the PS3 and PS4 console generations. You know, they had year-to-year saves with Road to the Show, with franchise, with rosters, with all of that stuff. That has not been a thing here on this generation of consoles, and it's going to be another year where we do not see that return. A lot of people starting to wonder if we're ever going to see it return at this point, and we just really don't know at this point, and it's not looking good. And then also another thing that I tweeted out, by the way, make sure you follow me on Twitter at @BSatterwhite18. But they said there will not be a tech test this year for MLB The Show 24, which is interesting. They've had the tech test each of the last 2 years to sort of, you know, test out the servers, make sure everything's working right, give fans a little glimpse at the gameplay there. So it's interesting to see that they've decided not to do that this year. Disappointed. I really enjoyed playing the tech test the last couple of years. You know, it's a fun chance to hop on a little bit before the actual game releases, but sadly it doesn't look like we're going to be getting that this year. But yeah, that's just about everything that we learned today about MLB The Show 24. Again, it's coming out on March 19th on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. Pre-orders for the standard edition of the game are now live, and the collector's edition will be revealed next week, and then they will go on and do their feature premieres. They release the schedule for that as well, so that'll be coming up basically every Thursday, I believe it is. They do a feature premiere, and it covers a different topic about all the stuff coming to like Road to the Show or franchise or Diamond Dynasty or stuff like that. So make sure to be on the lookout for that. We'll have all the coverage you need for all of those right here on Sports Gamers Online, so make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of those videos. That's going to wrap this up for this one, y'all. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave it a like, and let me know down in the comments, what do you think about the cover athlete choice? What do you think about the design? And what do you think about MLB The Show continuing to release on the last generation of consoles? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm Brandon Satterwhite with SGO, and I'll see you in the next one.